What's up with the squad? Back with another video. Y'all see in the title is going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. So what we do know, if y'all seen the post that I posted 2 days ago, I didn't post yesterday, obviously. If y'all watched my last video, we had Love's appointment, which is our daughter, our 1-year-old daughter. We had to attend to, and then, taking a little family day, got something to eat, the usual. Anyways, what we do know, literally, this is a post from, an individual saying, I'm from Allen, Texas. Karmelo went to school with my grandson. And my grandson told us about Karmelo having sticky fingers. The tents are set up for the team to keep their equipment out of the sun and rain, and placed to keep personal belongings secure. This is why they don't want anyone in their team area, which is, like I said, very understandable, And from the looks of things, from the sound of things, from everybody that's supporting Karmelo, saying that, oh, well, he said he was there supporting his friend. He said, obviously the looks of things, like I said, it's told that he's been stealing. Karmelo has been known to go through other players' bags and students' backpacks. Karmelo has been caught at school stealing, and his reaction is to throw fist when called out, from his stealing. It will probably come out in his trial. Thank you for this message in your video. I agree with everything you stated, which was, a comment up under a video, which I'm not even going to lie. I feel like everything is slowly, and obviously everything makes sense, but I feel like everything is slowly starting to come together, and make sense about who Karmelo really is. Me personally, that's how I feel. This is Jason Whitlock. Let's check him out.
They're going to release the video of what happened to Austin Metcalf. And I think they believe that's going to be the spark. And it's been, I said it from the outset, that my belief, this is off my journalistic instincts, that when that video is released, it's going to be so one-sided and look so bad for Carmelo Anthony and the people that supported Carmelo Anthony. And it's what they want it to be is as triggering as the George Floyd video was in 2020. When people saw that video, particularly without any context, George Floyd and the drugs he had ingested, without all the resistance of police early on, and you just watched that final 8 minutes, it was so triggering. Out of context, it was so triggering that we had the summer of George Floyd riots, the summer of love in honor of St. George Floyd. I believe this video is intended to trigger white people and to so repulse them that they just say, man, all these black people that unsupported Carmelo Anthony, this media that wouldn't tell us the truth.
But I then again, I seen this Jason Whitlock, this guy, and I like his videos, from what I've been seeing. I do want to say though, and I obviously say I live in Indianapolis. I seen he had a Ball State jacket on, and I seen that. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that Jason Whitlock went to Warren Central High School. That's literally out here where I'm by. He went to Warren Central High School, Ball State University. Obviously, you're wearing the shirt, and Indianapolis. So I definitely would love to collab with him, but I do have to disagree. And I want to say I disagree. Not saying I want to make sure
Carmelo
I heard him
Anthony, right. This media that wouldn't tell us the truth about this Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, this media that has imposed this racist double standard. Man, all these black people that unsupported Carmelo Anthony, this media that wouldn't tell us the truth about this Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, this media that has imposed this racist double standard. This is the line in the sand. We've elevated this Carmelo Anthony. This is in my view, from afar, and maybe I'm wrong, and I will not be bothered if I'm wrong, but this seems so simple. the Summer of Love in honor of St. George
It
Floyd.
won't play the part that I want to.
I believe this video is intended to trigger white people.
But and this is why I say I disagree at. And I see where he's coming from, but then it's like I feel like it's something, and I can't say what's not going to happen, but I also feel that people won't. I really can't say that, and that's why I say that it's hard for me to say that I disagree. And I see where you're coming from because you really don't know what will happen, but I can't assume that it will trigger people, in the same way that the George Floyd, how they messed up buildings and rioted and different things like that. I can't say that it would be like that. I feel like it's sad to say this. It's definitely sad to say this, but it's just more so of a reaction on how a lot of black folks treated the situation, because and not just the George Floyd thing, but my thing is what frustrates me is that a lot of black people are constantly overreact and do things that they wouldn't even do when you have a black person doing something to another black person. It's the mindset, priorities. Everything is just so messed up. And not only just black people, but mostly black people. Because we can get to obviously Hispanics, white people that support that BLM, but mostly black people, that are out doing this. It's more of an overreaction when it comes to. Now, I cannot say, like I said, I cannot assume, and that's why I said it's hard for me to say I disagree with them, but I can't really say it. I feel like it's definitely going to be triggering for a lot of people. It definitely will be, but at the same time, I look at it as I don't think it would be the same outcome. I don't think it'd be the same outcome as it. I do feel that obviously people know what happened. People know what happened, and people know, obviously, if you have you have common sense and you looking at this as a right and wrong thing, then that's just what it is. Like I said, it will be triggering, but at the same time, it's just one of those right or wrong. We obviously know Karmelo was in the wrong with this. You do it all, and on top of that, I feel like if people were to do that, to riot, to do this and do that, I feel like people. Speaking, because he said white to trigger white people. I feel like it had already been that, to riot, to do this, to do that, because that happened. So that's why I said I really would have to say that I disagree a little bit, because you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just me.
And to so repulse them that they just say, man, I all these black people that unsupported Karmelo Anthony, this media that wouldn't tell us the truth about this Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, this media that has imposed this double standard. This is the line in the sand. We've elevated this Karmelo Anthony. This is in my view, from afar, and maybe I'm wrong, and I will not be bothered if I'm wrong, but this seems so simple.
It's simple.
17-year-old boy sitting under a tent. Someone asks you to leave. You get static from another 17-year-old. Maybe a punch should have been thrown, or two. But stabbing in the heart.
Exactly.
This is cold-blooded. This is a simple case of someone overreacting to a verbal conflict. A simple case. I feel disrespected. Let me overreact. We've seen this play out in urban communities time and time and time again between teenage boys. I'm disrespected, I shoot you. I'm disrespected, we beat you into a pulp and you die. This is what goes on. The only thing different here is it's in the suburbs in Frisco, Texas, and it's a black boy doing what young black boys have been doing to other young black boys for years.
And that right there is why I agree with Jason Whitlock. Where everybody's speaking at, where's the money being raised for this person that didn't unalive this black kid? Like, this is where it gets to where it's like, y'all for real right now? And speaking of y'all, Sissy, what do you mean by y'all? The people that supporting Karmelo, the people that are supporting, the wrong. Come on, y'all.
And when the video gets released, people will be like, I want no parts of that behavior. I want no parts of people that have tried to defend that behavior. I want no parts of the people that concocted fabricated narratives around what happened here.
I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. Me personally, I honestly don't want any type of part with anybody that associated that supporting Carmelo Anthony, bro. Like unless you honestly like understood and personally said that y'all like, okay, I see why. Everything, bro. Then I don't want, and y'all know I'm a person that obviously want to talk, want to hear a person. I want to see, their view, bro. For the people that support Carmelo Anthony and him going through this whole thing, there's nothing that you can possibly tell me, bro. There's nothing that you can possibly tell me to where it's like, oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. There's not, bro. He's wrong. Like I just don't get it. Like he's at the end of the day, he's wrong. That's what people not getting. A lot of people that support, they're looking at this as race, bro. Trying to constantly divide. But then it be the same people talking about, oh yeah, well, people do need to come together and people do need to do this. Y'all know I talked to my dad the other day. Y'all know my dad. My dad, if y'all don't know and y'all new to my channel, my dad is a Democrat. Basically really like most of my family is Democrats. My dad is a Democrat. We had brought up, and let me know if I should cover this. We had brought up, the black man that killed the white police officer and the crazy thing is that police officer did nothing to his son. Even if he did, that's not the way. Like, what is wrong with people, bro? At the end of the, from what I've seen from the video and from what I've seen, his son was in the wrong. Like, I be so, bro, when I tell y'all, bro, I be so confused out of people's choices. That is literally sad and sickening, bro. It is so sad and sickening. And I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, we finally agreed on something. And y'all know my dad's been a police officer for 26 years. My dad's been a police officer for 26 years. And I was talking to him, and I forgot who I was talking to. I think it was my brother or something. And I was just explaining to him, I'm like, bro, that's just like one of my dad or one of my dad's cop friends, and they just lose their life all because somebody's mad that the police. Like, that is sick, bro. That is sick, just to go out and do something like that. Like, he was obviously in the wrong. And I was waiting, like I was waiting to just see in my career who was gonna say that they support that man. It is so many people that have been posting him saying that they do, that is so sad on how this world is, bro. Regardless, bro, I don't look at race, bro. You can be any color you want, bro. If you in the wrong, you in the wrong, bro. I'm gonna call you out on it. Y'all got here, Sarah Field saying Carmelo Anthony is not going to walk. His attorneys and advocate Dominique Alexander know this. He has been used as a pawn to start race wars when he is convicted. I beg people to not fall for this. Stay united and hold people accountable for their individual actions, which is literally true, bro. It is literally true. Dominique Alexander and everybody know that he's not going to walk. I know that he's not going. You know that he's not going to walk. I know a lot of people are like, well, this judge, this, that, and the other. Bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. I just don't see it. Obviously, I really don't see it. I feel like this is something for Dominique Alexander to get his name up because that's what he wants to do. You know what I mean? We don't get into more of Dominique Alexander after I'll show y'all how ignorant people could be.
If Karmelo Anthony ends up going to prison for murder, black people are not going to loot and riot.
Remember, he said this. If he hold on, let me bring it back.
Ends up going to prison for black people are not going to loot and riot.
Remember, he said this, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this video. I'm gonna literally save this video just so when this happens, this the first thing I'm gonna play. I ain't even gonna play my intro. This is the first thing I'm gonna play when the video start. I'm gonna play this.
I don't know if people have been seeing or understanding. Black people ain't rioting or doing all that protesting or any of that, especially for the next 4 years.
And I just seen the video of black people protest. That is ass backwards, bro.
White people just don't like it when they don't get their way.
Bro said white people just don't like it when they don't get their way. Y'all literally just heard me explain a father, an innocent cop, an innocent white cop at that. Since he want to bring up race, like I'm confused, bro. The things that didn't happen, like I don't understand, bro. I don't understand, bro. It is so frustrating, y'all. It is so frustrating seeing these videos and just seeing how people talk. And then I got to watch this video. This video is even worse. Check out Dominique Alexander, the person who is representing Karmelo Anthony, on why he has kicked Austin Metcalf's dad out of the press conference. He explained himself on, I'm pretty sure this is on Facebook. Y'all can look up Dominique Alexander.
Let me say this. The Anthony family didn't.
Y'all better hope that I can get through this whole video.
Even know that Austin's dad was even in the facility. They didn't know that Austin's dad was here until he was actually removed by DPD. One of our security people asked him to move back. He looked back at him like he was entitled or like he didn't have to move, whatever it may be. We didn't even know who he was at this time.
Y'all know how y'all can see somebody lying? First of all, he's looking at it. If y'all can see his glasses, bro. How do I zoom in? Control, Command. Bro, it won't even let me zoom in. I'm mad now. If y'all can see his glass, he's clearly reading off a screen. Clearly lying. As y'all can see,
we just asked him to step back. Then one of the members of the media told us that, hey, that's the dad. I said, the dad of who? Who? What? He was like, yeah, that.
He said, who? What? He's lying, yo. He's lying. I mean, it's all right. Like I'm telling y'all, I read people so good, and I'm telling y'all right now, I can tell. And I know y'all probably like, Rick, we don't know. Trust me, he's lying. He's lying about this whole thing. This is the so-called Dominique Alexander that knows this and knows that and wanted. He know who his dad was.
Who?
Come on,
what?
y'all.
He was like, yeah, that's Austin's dad. I said, I know you lying. Like, what? He can't be here. And so what we initiated is making sure that we secured the facility. Actor, let me make this very clear. The Anthony family didn't even know he was here. But how do we know what he came here for? He didn't come and asked or come to us and said. He just stood there. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if we started the press conference. And I'm not accusing him of anything. We didn't know if he was going to pull out a gun. We didn't know what we didn't know.
This man said, we don't know if he was going to pull out a what, bro? This is how they trying to turn it out to be? That is wild. This man's sick, bro. God see everything. That's all I gotta say.
But at the end of the day, will we just wait and just say, oh man, just let's start the press conference? We didn't pat anybody down coming into the facility. We didn't look at everybody. We didn't know, y'all. But these YouTubers and TikTok and all these people started to rush to judgment. I'm being insensitive. I'm being this. I have a press conference with a whole media press corps in a family that I have to ensure the safety of.
Bro want to be important. He want to be the main character so bad, bro. This dude want to be the main character so bad. That press conference was like, it literally was nobody there. It was empty.
Safety of. NGA
Matter of fact, the police officers made it look like it was more people, if you want to be honest.
had at least 12 people on our security team that day. We could have removed him if we wanted to.
But instead, they called the police. This dude is a joke, bro. Bro had 12. He had 12 people in his security detail. Didn't pat anybody down. Knowing the situation that's happened. Dude is a liar. Man, I'm talking.
We could have literally done that. But no, what we did.
Dominique Alexander, you watching this, bro? I'm gonna be 100 with you. Straight goofball.
But no, what we did
Straight
was
goofball.
we tried, because of the sensitivity of the case,
clown.
allow DPD to handle it. If anybody that was there, no, we didn't lack security, right? But where he came in and approached, we could not allow him to stay there. Not only outside of the fact that this is a current pending criminal case, right? And the press conference was about the Anthony family and their use of funds. The funds that they have not even received yet at that time.
He just told on himself. Their use of funds and the funds they haven't received yet. Now you telling on yourself. This, I'm telling y'all, bro. Every time he's like if Jasmine Crockett was a male, this would be Jasmine Crockett right here.
And their use of funds. The funds that they have not even received yet at that time. So it wasn't really about the particulars of the case. It was about these false narratives that came out about how they were using their funds.
Now he's trying to backtrack on what he said about the funds. I'm telling y'all, bro. Dude is a joke, bro. Dude is a straight joke. Check out what Officer Tatum got to say, y'all.
As he reaches in his bag, according to the police report, that touch me and see what happens. Now, he's not afraid for his life, right? Because he could walk away. Just like when he stabbed the person, he ran away. So it doesn't appear that he's afraid for his life because he's sitting there taunting and suggesting a physical engagement with somebody, right? It's like, come on, touch me and see what happens. He's inviting conflict. And he knows, this is why they charged him with first-degree murder. Because he knows he has a knife, and he knows that he's going to stab him with a knife as soon as they touch him. Not hit him, not assault him, not jump him, not pull a knife on him or pull a gun on him. If they simply touch him, he's going to use deadly force against somebody to kill them. Now, whether you intend to kill a person or not is irrelevant because you're utilizing deadly force against another person. So when you say, touch me and see what happens, that's where they develop premeditation. Meaning that he knew he had the knife, he concealed the knife, so they didn't know he had the knife, but he knew and premeditated, when they touch me, I'm going to stab them. No matter what force is being used, I'm going to stab them. And then they said they touched him, and he said, well, hit me, and I'm going to stab you. The same scenario. He could walk away, but he didn't, because he knew that if they touched him or did anything, he wanted to stab and kill whoever was in his way. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. Now, the proportionality of force. First of all, self-defense can't be initiated. You can't initiate a conflict and then claim self-defense. Second, the use of a deadly weapon has to be proportional.
So for all the people that's sitting there like, oh, I don't know, because trust me.
Proportional. Meaning that if I just grab your t-shirt and say, man, move out the way, and you shoot me to death, that's disproportionality of use of force. Because a person that used deadly force have to have a have evidence that a reasonable person would believe that that person feared serious bodily injury. A black eye is not serious bodily injury. A busted lip is not serious bodily injury. They have to fear serious bodily injury and or death, meaning that he believed that they were going to kill him, or he believed they were going to use a deadly weapon against him. So he overcame that force with deadly force. But when you
So y'all mean to tell me though, just thinking about this, like deeply thinking about this, from the things that I've heard, the things that I've seen, that Karmelo, this is how it's played out. Karmelo skipped school to go to a track meet he wasn't qualified for, supposedly to support a friend. Whoever said that, doesn't matter. Goes, first of all, in trouble for having knives anyways, multiple times in school. Goes to this track meet, has this in his book bag, sits up under a tent that he shouldn't belong in, and does this, bro. And y'all, that people are saying that this is self-defense. Like it's like I said. I feel like it's more to it on why he did what he did. This is not just something like I don't know, man. This is throwing me off.
You say a person has touched you and you're going to use deadly force against them is disproportional. If you say hit me and the person never hit him, he was never punched, he was never physically assaulted with a strike, with any instrument or fist or anything. According to the police report, they shoved him, pushed him out of the tent. That's not deadly force. Pushing somebody does not necessitate deadly force. Pushing somebody is a hard argument to say, I feared that I was going to receive serious bodily injury or even be killed because the person asked me to get out the tent, I refused, and then he pushed me and I thought he was going to kill me. So I stabbed him in the heart. Premeditated. This wasn't a scuffle.
And that's what Jason Whitlock was saying, that it should have, if anything, it should have been, and regardless, I'm not trying to YouTube anybody. Like, I'm not trying to put out violence. Like, I'm not trying to, like, none of that. Y'all know, but at the same time, if anything, like Jason Whitlock said, a couple of punches being thrown. That's as far, but to do that and go that far, bro, and people want to claim that self-defense, I find that insane, bro. I literally find that insane. Y'all let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Definitely hit that like button, that subscribe button. Tomorrow I do got a banger for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned for it. Catch y'all next one.